Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Mike Bird, and I am joined by Ms. Laura May. And when we are together, it is what time, Laura?
Hammered time.
It is hammered time. I hope everybody's having the start of a great Thanksgiving week. I'm ready for turkey. You ready for turkey, Laura?
No, I'm not ready for turkey. I'm fucking vegan.
Don't they make a fake turkey or something?
Field roast does make kind of like they call it like a Thanksgiving meal. So there's this, it's a vegan meat substance and there's like stuffing in it. I haven't been brave enough to try it myself.
Was it made in a laboratory in Wuhan, China?
I assure you it was made in a lab somewhere. I don't know where it was. I don't know if there's like a giant, vegan population in China.
Well, they don't celebrate Thanksgiving over there, I don't believe.
That is a good point.
Yeah, but
that's kind of an American
so true.
thing.
Yeah.
Hey, and we've got appearing on Hammer for the second time, Mr. Leo Kishore in the house. What's going on, Leo? How are you doing, man?
Fantastic.
Great to have you here.
I am stoked to be here.
Last time you were on, we did this via Zoom. This is technically your third time, I think, because the first time we did a podcast, I forgot to... No, I didn't forget to hit record, but something was up with the audio, and the audio sucked. Like, we didn't have any audio, so I was like, Leo, sorry, man. We just did the whole hour, and we got to redo it.
So we're just going to pretend like nothing happened. We got to keep the conversation as organic as possible.
I'm sure we got lots to ramble about.
Always.
That's true.
Yeah.
And in the second go around, it's completely different content than the first.
Yeah, because the first time you were here, you were in a completely different band, and I think now you left that band, right? And you're in another one. You want to tell us about that?
Which bands am I in?
Oh, yeah.
Just rattle them off. We've got at least an hour to record. So
been playing with Urban Soil, and I'm going to reduce what I'm doing with that. No bad blood or anything like that, just a matter of distance and whatever.
So you're still with Urban Soil. That's who you were with first time.
They're gonna find a replacement. I'm probably gonna do some more gigs with them, but yeah, that's gonna fade away.
Well, you're a bass player. Everybody wants a bass player, so if a good one's out there, other bands are.
That is true. That is true because, like, when you think about what instrument do you want to play, not a lot of people like bass. Hand me the bass. I've been thinking about that all week.
Handing you the bass.
Except for me. But, the main thing I'm going to be doing for next year is Dobie, which I've been doing for many years. 8? I don't know. But it's a funk soul thing out of Greensboro, led by this lady, Robin Dobie Easter. And she does a mean Tina Turner and Aretha and all that stuff. And so we're going to try to come up with a second album next year and do some recording and hopefully some playing based upon that. And then I got some other things cooking. The stoner metal thing that who knows what's going to become of it.
Ooh, fun.
Maybe even 2 stoner metal things.
2? Oh,
we're going to see.
You sound like me with podcasts, just throwing new ones out there.
Yeah, sometimes...
throw it against the wall, see what sticks, right? Isn't that
That's right. You get a few people in the room, and then you see if there's chemistry, and then, also the situation of everything. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
Not necessarily, in a bad way. It would just take a lot of effort to get this off the ground, and so therefore I don't have that kind of effort.
Tell me about the effort that you speak of. So is it just like rehearsals or like booking gigs?
One of the things is, first of all, there's, original bands and cover bands, right? And even in cover bands, like if you're playing top 40 stuff or things that people know, then, what is there to do but, like, listen to the track, learn the track, show up, be able to play it. And I've been fortunate to play with a lot of people who do that homework. And so typically, I know for me, I'll get a track list, learn my parts, and I show up to the room knowing those parts. That way we can talk about the interaction with the players rather than like, yo, let me learn my part in the room. And some people do that, but if you're doing that, then, I mean, you're just wasting valuable time. You're wasting other people's time. And that's not how I roll. And then the other side of cover bands is if you're doing obscure stuff, then, that's almost as hard as like, I mean, it's not almost as hard, but like as an original band, but it can be tricky, I mean, and I think that's genre specific as well. If you're going to play jazz tunes, then it's really about your skills as a jazz player as opposed to like, if I got to go and play some bluegrass tunes or something like that, where I'm just trying to support who the soloists and the singers are. But what I normally do is original bands, so we end up writing. And, you kind of need to have like some common ground on like where you want to go, but everyone's different at the same time. So, yeah, you need to feel a lot of chemistry between who you're writing with and how you write. Sometimes people are great about just getting in the room, playing some grooves, and then you just build upon that. And other times, someone comes with a fully vetted idea, verse, chorus, bridge. I got the solo section as well, and you learn that in the room and try to play it so that it doesn't sound like a train wreck. And if that works out well, then, you can proceed to the next practice where you slowly build on that. So, and these days, we can facilitate a lot of that over the internet, like recording ideas, even like me creating a drum machine part and then putting my part on top of it and maybe some other ideas and then sending out to the people. And then when we get in the room, we have some idea of what we're doing, So within all of that are different levels of like
complexities.
Right. And you want to write with people that you feel good writing with and that there's easy flow, And yeah, so, even on top of that, there's personality differences.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all before you get to the first show, Booking is a whole different, God, that shit sucks.
That is a whole other animal.
Yeah.
I was going to say, personality differences has to be like the number one thing that you have to get right.
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, I mean, who wants to play with an asshole, right?
Yeah.
And there's been certain times where I was like, that person's kind of an asshole, but he's really good, and I'm learning, So then you make concessions on something like that, but at the same time, then it's like, and some people will surprise you, Some people, in both ways, I mean, there's like really, really quiet people that, they just seem like the most boring person, and then 3 months into playing with them, all of a sudden they open up to you, and it's like, not only is this person brilliant, but they are hilarious, and I just love being in their presence. And then some of the nicest, talkative people are just closet assholes, and just doing some shit that I was like, fuck, no, I don't want to be associated with that. And
Who's the biggest asshole you've worked with? I mean, obviously, don't name names. Name names.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
I mean, there's definitely a few singers who have had singer dramaticism and, just self-importance or whatever. And that, it comes with the territory a little bit. And I put up with some of it. Well, actually, I mean, sometimes it's just a little easier if you take yourself out of the situation and you just observe everyone, and then that becomes entertaining rather than being involved in it. So I'll just show it to the gig. I was like, I'm getting a spectacle this weekend. What's it going to be?
Yeah.
And, whether or not they're just like, some of the guys, whether they're womanizing or starting fights or some shit like that, I'm just like, I'm here for a little bit. I'll
The singers are doing that?
We'll be a
Oh, man,
fly on the wall.
I mean, yeah. I mean, some dude gave a chick a golden shower, like,
Oh, no.
after a show in the back room, and...
What's
that
it?
shit. Wait, did you hear about...
Yes, you
Yeah,
took the words
yeah, I
out of
was
my
getting
mouth.
Brass
bring that up.
against...
Yes.
She gave a dude a golden shower in Florida
On
or something
stage.
like that?
She
Yeah.
got on the stage and started pissing. Was she aiming for this guy?
She brought him up
questions.
on stage. He agreed to come up on stage, from what I understand.
But did she agree to pee on someone?
I think
Oh,
that he was told that it was going to happen, but who believes that when told?
I don't think there was like a mutual binding contract signed.
Also, I don't think that he went against it while or after. It was more
yeah.
the spectacle that caused an issue.
And then, well, okay, I get the spectacle piece, but
That's a good
she
spectacle.
issued...
I mean, in the world of spectacles. I mean, we're talking about it right now, right?
Exactly. Well, when was the last time you heard about someone getting on a stage at a major rock concert and peeing on another spectator? I mean, I feel like it's been, some time since that's been in the news.
As a venue owner as well, pee on your stage is not one of the things you expect on a night-to-night basis.
I don't know. As someone who has not owned a venue but has been around, the general population for entirely too long, I feel like people are a little more open to just, like, peeing in the general public, unfortunately.
I mean, stage fright would be a big issue with me.
Not if you're drunk, okay? That's
literally
the
stage fright.
delicate point that I'm trying to make is like when you're at a rock concert, you're tailgating, you're buying inflated beers on site, and then you get pulled up on stage. Like, your inhibitions are already lost, so I guess
Yeah, but on a performer side, that's different, Like, you want... I mean, most performers I know like to have a certain amount of drinks or whatever it is they like to loosen up, but at a certain point you don't want to like compromise the show.
So was this girl a performer?
Oh yeah,
So her name is
she was a singer.
Sophia Urista.
missed
She's the
that.
front woman for Brass.
She wasn't
Against.
nobody. She was in
Yeah.
the band.
I missed
Who
that.
called someone up on stage?
Well, here it is right here. We can look at it. She's dropping her trowel right now. She is not showing any signs of stage fright. Oh, look at this. Dude, she's just
And that dude's
straight
not
up-
moving. Dude, that dude's not moving at all.
And she is it won't go down. Oh, there we go. Oh no. Oh my god, what does she drink? That's gallons.
Everything.
Oh no. He's shaking
Yo, that
his head.
dude,
He's like, what the
besides his
fuck?
face, he's not moving at all,
He is
man.
not.
Yo, and
Oh,
he
my-
is pumped.
And he's cheering.
He's pumped.
I'm impressed. She just dropped it right there in front of thousands of people and just pissed on him.
All right.
Yeah.
Do you know how much like you have to like block everybody out? So when I was in the military, it was no big deal, okay? But we used to like take craps and beside each other and talk while we're doing it. But now, I'm like, I need privacy. Just the other day, I was in Harris. No, where were we? The other grocery store in Wake Forest.
Wegmans.
We were in Wegmans, and I'm in there, and I'm like, I drank some canned coffee, which you should never do. Stuff's bad for you, and it gives you instant diarrhea. So I'm in there. I said, Laura, go to the car. I'm going to be in there for a few minutes. And I go in there, and this guy comes in with his, like, 5-year-old son in the next stall to me, and they're just talking, and I'm like, oh, my God, I need silence. I can't do this. I need need peace.
Yeah.
And then all I hear is the dad. He stands up and he starts peeing in the sun. It's like, oh, Daddy, good job. That's a lot of pee. And I'm texting Laura. I'm like, I can't fucking do what the fuck. But to be able to do that, what she did, like, that's impressive.
Yeah. I mean,
I completely misinterpreted, I think,
the situation.
everything, because I had caught like a snippet of it and then I had read different things about it. Initially, I thought it was a spectator who was pulled on stage who started peeing on some poor other unsuspecting spectator. And that is
There was no unsuspecting going on.
what happened.
He had his mouth open.
This-
So why
this dude
was
was
she
pumped.
forced to issue a public apology?
You know why.
You know how the world
You
is.
know why.
That probably offended a lot of people, and they probably got.
Not a bunch of people
Yeah.
at a Rise Against concert.
You know, they're opening for Tool, and I would even think that there's probably a few Tool fans that are like, that's a little more.
I feel
and
like Tool
Probably.
fans are pretty fucking pretentious.
I know some Tool fans, and
Oh, yeah.
that would really offend them. They'd be like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, and even when I said, some people might be taking the venue owner's point of view on that as well. So, I mean, so I think it accomplished what it was supposed to. We're talking about it.
Millions of hits.
Yeah,
Clickbait, yes.
I mean, this is jackass level brilliance here, and I used the word brilliance.
Yeah.
I straight up use the word brilliance with what I just saw.
It is marketing brilliance.
Yeah.
For sure.
Nobody ever heard of her, Sophia Eurista, until that happened.
Yeah.
I mean, her name's out everywhere now.
I mean, I guess, what is it? Bad publicity
There's
is
no bad publicity.
good publicity. Yes. So, but still, have some boundaries, you know?
And here we are.
What were we talking about?
I don't know, but we are living in the days of COVID, right? And like Live Nation venues, when you go to them, you have to have either a negative COVID test or you have to have a vaccination card to get into these venues.
You can't have a handbag larger than your phone, but you can absolutely get on stage and pee on someone.
And pee on someone. Like, I heard today that the drummer for The Offspring was let go because he didn't get his vaccine.
Oh, one of the reasons I couldn't do the podcast last week was because I went to Asheville to see Mastodon and Opeth.
Oh, so good.
And the day before, Opeth released a statement saying that they had let their longtime drummer go. Now, we don't know why, but, I'm thinking that probably has something to do with it. But, like, on a major tour, the day before, maybe even the day of, I don't know when I got the notice.
Yeah.
But, like, they were saying this new drummer's first night's tonight.
Well, I want to know, is this because of venues that have policies like Live Nation? You know, like Walnut Creek here in Raleigh, you can't go to a concert unless you show negative COVID test or a vaccination card. I wonder if they're having to let these band members go because they don't have that and they won't. Because, a lot of people are like, fuck the vaccine. Are these bands forced to cut ties with these people?
I saw Carol G last night in Charlotte, and they didn't require anything. And I saw Mark Reveille in Atlanta Friday, and they required vaccination.
Is that Live
So is
Nation
it
venues?
per
I think I bought
the-
both of those tickets on Live Nation.
Really? Oh.
So is it per the performer?
I think promoter as well.
True.
Because usually people are part of a roster of some organization, and that organization gets to make more calls, or as many calls as the artists themselves. So, I mean,
It's a tough pill to swallow.
It's a touchy subject on several issues, and I know I had a show that they were going to require proof of vax or negative test and masks, and it caused a rift in the band. And I'm not surprised, and I get it.
This whole mandating of vaccinations and everybody's not seeing eye to eye on it. And why should rock bands or any music band be any different than just your average Joe? You got people in bands that probably are left, and you got people that are right. Not even that it's a political issue. Some people just feel like...
Well, it has been made into a political issue. The vaccination has been politicized.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we can't just be like, I don't want to die of COVID. I'll get a vaccination. It's just not that simple anymore.
But then there's people on the other side that are saying, hey, I got COVID. I've got the antibodies. It's been proven that these antibodies are, like, I don't know what the actual study was in Israel. It was 12 times more effective than the vaccine, your natural antibodies. So, I mean, you got people like that, and you got some people like Aaron Rodgers that are actually, allergic to some of the ingredients in the vaccine and don't want to have any side effects from it.
Is he actually allergic to the ingredients in the vaccine?
He might, but who are we to question that?
Me. I am that person who's
You
to
don't even know who
that.
Aaron Rodgers is.
Oh my God, he works
He works where? What? Green Bay what? Cheese factory? What?
The Packers? Wow, first of all, fuck you.
Love at work, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, I love Aaron Rodgers. Every time we watch football together, I'm like, that is a guy who he doesn't even have resting.
We have never watched a Green Bay Packers game together.
Every time I see him, I'm like, he doesn't even have resting bitch face. It is resting, like, I am prepared to die face. Like, he just looks like all the time he's ready to just exit. I don't know. It's just the fed up look he has all the time, even when he's smiling. It's amazing to me. I stan Aaron Rodgers.
But I still don't think you know who he is. It was funny. I put up a picture, or I saw it on Facebook. It had Tom Brady's face side by side with Aaron Rodgers, and you had to guess who was older. And Aaron Rodgers looks like he's 10 years older than Tom Brady.
It's because
Brady's
of
got
that
a baby
look
face.
of
Dude.
absolute, like, fuck thisness. It's just etched into his face.
Yeah, he looks like Aaron Rodgers looks like he's had a rough life.
And he's over it.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't know. I think he could probably cut his hair and he'd look a lot better. I don't know, but he's on my fantasy team and he sucks.
I'm
That's all I
still,
gotta
like,
say.
really offended that you don't think I know who Aaron Rodgers is. He's my favorite just because of how fed up he looks all the time.
Leo, she probably knows of Aaron Rodgers because he hosted Jeopardy for like a week. And she might have saw that.
He hosted Jeopardy for a week?
Yeah, he did.
Holy shit.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
I did not.
I have not watched Jeopardy since Alex Trebek passed away. Thank you.
What?
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
saw a
keeping
list of people
up.
who hosted, and it's kind of interesting, kind of impressive.
I'm not keeping up with the sitcom that is replacing Alex Trebek. Like, I can't do it. I am that person where there's one, there's the only, he's gone, retire the show.
There you go. Here's Aaron Rodgers on Jeopardy.
He is a terrible host.
Yep.
You have 30 seconds.
Well, I mean, what was that? That was like the dude handing out SAT tests,
Oh, what are you talking about? Answer the question?
Well, yeah.
Aaron Rodgers announcing the question, yeah.
Well,
Well,
Like, even his speaking voice is like, I hate life. I hate being alive.
and secretly you're watching this video going, okay, yeah, that's Aaron Rodgers right there. That's really...
yeah, but
no, I'm trying to answer the final Jeopardy question. First of all, is it Dr. Phil?
Oh, here we go.
you choked.
Yeah, he doesn't have any excitement in his
This
voice.
lady had no confidence in herself.
She-
And she knew it.
She didn't
and
even
she
go over
bet
1,000.
like it. That, you know what? Good for her.
Wow. Kick that field goal. Look, even he's laughing and he's like, I fucking hate my life.
Oh, he had zero confidence too.
I'll bet he knew the answer.
What?
He just wanted to.
Wait, I guess none of these people could like even come close to this dude.
Wow. Yeah, now I see why he didn't work out.
I feel
He's
like
got no energy.
But to your point, I mean, it would have been better if they just chose a good candidate and stuck with him. Like, I don't like Drew Carey as the replacement for Bob Barker on The Price is Right, but damn it, they didn't stick with that decision.
right.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, is he doing okay in it? I mean,
That's fucking boring.
I feel like this is the last thing I'm going to say about Aaron Rodgers, and then I'll leave him alone. I'm a big fan of Aaron. I feel like we're in the middle of like his villain origin story. Like he had this great upbringing. He's this, the successful football player. Everything's going well, and then something happened where he's just like, "Fuck all of this," and he is transitioning into his own villain story. He's going to do something wild and like.
You think that's basically because of the times we got going on right now? Do you feel that way prior to 2 years ago?
I could not tell you. I assure you, I did not know who Aaron Rodgers was 2 years ago.
Some validity to your
see, I told
to
you.
your doubt.
But it was like in this past year, I'm like, oh, that poor football player. Like he just looks so angry.
Yeah.
And not even in like a threatening way, like I guess a big football player would be. He's like,
So a little history on Aaron Rodgers is he's had a lot of controversy since he came into the league. You know, he was a backup to Brett Favre for years when everybody thought he should have already been in there as a starting quarterback. They kept Brett in because he was Brett Favre.
Sure.
So then they eventually moved Brett Favre out. Aaron Rodgers came in. They won a Super Bowl. And, he's hated by his family, I think. Like, he doesn't
Really?
get along with his family at all.
Brett or Aaron?
Aaron Rodgers. His brother, I don't remember his name. I could look it up, but was on The Bachelor. He was one of the bachelors.
Whoa.
Yeah, and I guess he kind of did some interviews and said Aaron's never been a good brother or a good family member. And
My God, that's when it happened.
Yeah, and then Aaron, the past couple of years, he's hated life in Green Bay. He's tried to get out and made it known he hates the coaching staff. He doesn't get along with them. So yeah, he's probably stressed out and hates the situation. It's got to be rough being a good looking, bearded quarterback in the NFL that makes millions of dollars. It's got to be rough, man. It's got to be a tough life.
It's kind of like I was saying, like, people who are great at something aren't necessarily the nicest of people.
Yeah.
And, it's kind of like I have issues judging them as a bad person just because they don't get along and cause controversy. But then again, they're, like, really good at one thing,
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you can be really good at what you do and still, like, hate what you're doing.
Yeah.
I.e. me. And my daytime job. But I think that's his villain origin story. His brother publicly denounced him, and now he's sitting in a bat cave somewhere thinking about how he's going to get his revenge. Like, he's in the middle of it. He hates his job. He hates his coworkers. He hates the direction his life is going. He hates his family.
Yeah,
he's
but
about to grow fucking bat wings and
for
start, like,
Aaron
laser
Rodgers,
shooting people
I mean,
out of his eyes.
It's a lot less concern for us to be concerned about Aaron Rodgers not liking his job.
Right.
You
I
that.
would have a lot more sympathy for you not liking your job.
Because I don't have like a $5 million contract with Green Bay.
At the same time, if I was any sort of sports professional, except for hockey, I don't know that I'd want to be doing it in Wisconsin, in cold ass Wisconsin.
Yeah, Wisconsin is fucking cold.
Yeah, well, I know a lot of people would.
Well,
Well, you think you can oversee a lot of things for, $7 million a year.
Yeah.
But maybe you can't. Maybe Aaron Rodgers is like
I'm sure he's
the
not bitching
poster
about
child
cold.
for, money doesn't buy happiness.
I think there's a lot of those guys.
He's rolling around in it, but clearly you just look at his poor face and you're like, that man is not happy.
Well, give me that money. I'll show you how to be happy.
Yeah, but at the same
That's
time,
what I'm saying.
his hosting ability right there didn't really give me the warm and fuzzies about.
That was his
Aaron
attempt
Rodgers
to
as like
get out of a
kids
terrible
movie
work
lead.
situation.
Yeah, I can't see him really being a warm and bubbly person.
He was a better host than that oh my God, that insurance commercial.
He was in
Jake
it.
from State Farm, where
He
he
was-
was the game show host, and he went down the line. Yeah, he was a better game show host than that commercial. You've never seen that?
So maybe he just needs to be a Peyton Manning and start signing off on a bunch of like commercials, so he doesn't have to spend a bunch of time playing
He is completely the opposite of Peyton Manning.
football with a team that he hates.
And here's another telltale sign. He used to date Danica Patrick, and I've listened to a couple of her podcasts, and man, she seems like she's a pretty awesome girl. And they broke up. I don't know what was behind it, but I'm pretty sure she probably
She
just didn't.
emasculated the fuck
Yeah.
out of him.
Oh,
I'm
but he's
calling
got this
it.
is his fiance. Yeah, Shailene Woodley. I mean, yeah, he's hating life.
I wasn't gonna say it.
What? I think she's attractive, I guess. I mean, she doesn't know what she wants to do with her hair. She goes from blonde to black.
Well, every female goes through that. I'm not judging her on that.
What are you judging her
I mean,
on? Come on, tell us.
Yeah, what am I not seeing?
Because
I am always not seeing what you're seeing.
you know,
Constantly.
she's not a total loss. But
She doesn't look like a model. She looks like a good girl next door.
But not even that. She looks like the nerdy kid in high school who blossomed a little bit her freshman year of college and then
Yeah, I see that.
started like snorting coke off of someone's penis
Oh,
and now
no.
like she's became kind of moderately famous and scooped up a football player.
Where
How
have you-
rampant those people are.
You know,
I'm trying to figure out where you seen somebody sniff coke off someone's penis.
I went to VCU. I've seen some shit.
Coke off a penis. I've seen like
I
the
assure
Wolf
you,
of Wall
I've never
Street,
seen that.
No,
I have
no.
never seen that.
like sniffing coke off a woman's butt before.
Off a
Yeah,
hooker's
That's
ass.
another level of blocking everything out and just being able to like,
dude. Oh yeah, that's a whole other level than pissing on somebody.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this escalated quickly.
So what were we talking about before we got into Aaron Rodgers?
Leo's music.
Leo's
No,
music.
no, we were talking about venues for a little bit there.
Oh yeah. We were talking about venues and the COVID
yeah.
restrictions.
Because
Yeah.
I got friends with some venues in the area, and they're trying to find out their way as well. And a lot of it, I think, has to do with who's your fan base, who's going to come, like constantly, and how can I cater to them?
Yeah.
Which different genres have just different kinds of fan bases,
Mm-hmm.
And I would think even like party cover bands versus original music. I mean, that's a pretty big
pretty
difference
wide
in
disparity.
Yeah.
So I guess me kind of going back to like cover music. This is something that I really can't grasp about today's listeners, the people who are not performing, who go to a show and all they want to hear is the same shit they listen to on the radio all goddamn day. I can't relate. So as someone who, you write your own music exclusively in your bands.
But I have played. Well, I've never been actually part of like a cover band long term, but I certainly subbed covers and learned buttloads of top 40 covers. And Dobie, can do like 3 hours of top 40 music, in addition to their original stuff, which is where I'd like to keep it. Be able to do both. You play downtown at like some city or whatever. You want to do some cover tunes that everybody can sing along to, and blah blah blah. And then if you want to get on the festivals, then you need to this is our album, take a listen and see if you like it. And, I mean, you just see a lot of people, they get a few beers in and they want to sing along. And for them to be able to sing along to your tunes takes a level of they bought your CD, they looked you up, they know your words. I don't even know the words of my songs. I don't know the words of any songs. I think everyone's talking about what they ate that day.
Well, you just need to know the music.
There's a few genres where I have issues with because I know it's all about the songwriting, and that dude is just talking about what he ate that day.
Well, if you're on stage, and you're playing an original, and the crowd's they're into it, but they're not that into it. And then after that, you play some Alice in Chains, and then you see how the crowd just all of a sudden, boom, they switch it on. They start singing with the music, and so I think it's good that every band, even though they want to put the original stuff out, they have a good couple of cover songs.
Yeah.
Even the big mega bands come out and play covers for other bands.
That's rare.
I mean,
you have something like remember when Alien Ant Farm did Smooth Criminal?
Yeah.
And they had their own distinct version of it, and they got to play that everywhere. But where did you go? Blue Ridge
Rock Festival. Yeah.
Blue Ridge Rock Festival. I mean, how many bands did a cover?
Not a single one that we heard.
Are you sure?
I mean, I would imagine
I'm pretty
10%
sure.
of them tried to rework a cover to do it a little differently.
Yeah.
And a lot of bands that I'm in, without throngs of people being like, yo, play your originals.
Yeah.
We don't know.
But I get reworking a cover. I love cross-genre covers because you can truly reinvent a song, but that's really the only kind of cover that I'm totally down for is what is it? Pop Goes Rock or something like that. It's a whole album of pop singers reimagining and re-recording rock songs, and there's a whole other album of the exact opposite. I live for that.
Yeah, something different.
Yes, and if you're not putting your own personal spin on it, then it's just a weak ass cover.
But to get a good spin, I mean, that does take some creativity,
Yes.
thought, and execution.
And that's what I live for.
Yeah.
Those covers that are not covers. It is a reimagining. It's an innovation of something that's already existed.
Yeah,
That's not a cover anymore.
I would agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, when you have your complete slant. The guitarist from Slayer died, Jeff Hanneman, about 10 years ago or whatever. And, a huge Slayer fan growing up. And I'm playing in a band that clearly can't play a Slayer song, That's not going to work for our fans. So I took one of their tunes and made it like an electronic dance tune or whatever. And it worked, I mean, actually it did work. And, it was pretty different. And, nobody knew what it was. But then when the words start kicking in, then there's this small group of people you're playing Slayer, what the hell? And then the rest of the people are like, cool tune that you guys wrote. I was like, no, we didn't write that. We're not.
Thank you.
We're not saying the kind of shit that
But that's not
Slayer would normally talk about. Yeah.
No, I know there's several covers out there, but right now they are all leaving my brain space. I can't think of any of them.
We do
except for Zombie from Bad Wolves.
which was a great cover.
It was a great cover.
But now I'm so goddamn sick of that fucking song. If I hear it one more time, I'm just gonna fling myself out the window.
It got played out. It got played out on the radio, Sirius XM. It got played out everywhere.
And what's sad is Bad Wolves has other really good songs that no one knows what they are.
Well, that's what becomes tough. You hear a good cover and then you're already turned on by the fact that this tune. Then it's really tough to get in the headspace of learning some new stuff from a band, and then checking out the rest of their catalog is it's not what I know. When in the first place they hooked you with something that you know.
Oh my God, the psychology of music.
Yeah, the creating of it kind of is a pain band. I mean, even creating
Alright.
a cover band, a good cover band. I mean, there's some great cover bands. Shout out to the Soul Psychedelic. You guys rock.
Are they local?
Yeah.
Really?
And they
Okay.
put on the greatest show. They do like a print. They've done a Prince tribute set in addition to all of their stuff, and it is amazing. Like Wade crushes that, and the whole band does. You know, that's my favorite cover band in the area. I mean, you know, there's several great cover bands in the area, but man, I always love hearing those guys.
We're gonna have to check them out, man.
Soul Psychedelic.
Yep.
So there's a Soul Psychedelic orchestra.
Yes.
Yikes.
They're an orchestra. What?
No, the one Leo's talking about is not an orchestra, but there is the Soul Psychedelic, which is an orchestra, which
And
I'm so here for. I want to listen to that too, but
Well, I would say about, man, now that I'm hyping them up, they're going to kill me. I don't know, 8 to 11 members, somewhere in that range. You know, horns.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, the whole nine. You know, nice stage show. Always a slamming drummer and bass player.
I'm assuming Laura's looking it up over there. I was gonna
I
try.
am, but
My boy Jeff on guitar.
Any luck over there?
Oh, and 3 singers. 2 female
3.
singers who are great, but the male singer, Wade, is phenomenal. I mean, like one of our area's best singers.
I like multiple singers in any band.
Yeah.
As long as there's enough like depth and breadth between the vocalists to create a little more audio interest, I think that's a great thing.
You really should check out that band.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't
Damn
mind
it.
if I do.
I'm going to try to find them here. I'm not having any luck. Maybe I'm spelling psychedelic wrong.
Yeah, it's not. It's. I think it's
like
PSYCHELEDIQUE.
Oh shit! I wasn't ready.
Then maybe that's the one I
It's just
found.
instead of the last CQUE.
Then maybe I found the correct band.
Yeah, I think you did.
Soul psychedelicide Prince.
Oh my god, psychedelic.
Psychedelic orchestra.
That's
I
how I'm
got
pronouncing it because that's how it's.
the
Yeah,
soul.
I could totally be getting all this wrong, but I think that's.
This is like a. I don't know. Is this the group?
Yeah, so that's their promo material.
Oh, so this is actually them. Oh yeah, horns.
Is that Shed?
So
Probably
I guess
not.
when you're like it's a 9-piece band, I guess it is like a small orchestra.
Yeah, one of the singers, right? They're gonna scroll through different singers here. And you know they got good marketing, right? You hand that vid to like someone who's thinking about having a wedding, and like, oh, this is what we can do for you, $5,000, and they're like, oh, they really look professional.
Wow. So you can get them for $5,000 for a wedding?
I don't know, man, but
Yeah.
I mean they're gonna be like requiring a good level of money as opposed to like, you know,
Well, yeah, you got to pay 10 fucking performers here.
yeah, and good performers.
Yes.
They're all
And
like,
a lot of equipment to move around there.
yeah. Plus they bring stage show, like everyone's got podiums and stuff.
Mm.
And this is Kiss overlaid
Yeah.
on Sexy Motherfucker. The music is Sexy Motherfucker, and the words are Kiss.
Mm-hmm.
All right, don't play it too long. We're going to get demonetized.
I'm like, yeah, I might have to cut all this out. I don't think it's playing anyway. Whoops. My desktop audio is not working.
Yeah,
Oh, they're pretty good, though. That was nice.
They are good.
Yeah.
yeah. In terms of type, they're one of my favorites in the area.
Wow, and where did they play in Raleigh? That's a big band. Where in the world? I mean,
Yeah, I mean special events.
yeah.
You know, like it wasn't too long ago that they did another version of that Prince set, and I think it was like an outdoor festival at the Beer Garden. You know,
Oh, okay.
and it was a pretty big event. So stuff like that goes on, like probably City Plaza or something like that. You know, the kind of level that Breakfast Club will be playing. You know.
Okay, that's one of my favorite '80s bands.
Yeah.
80s cover band.
I mean, they're
yeah.
freaking great. You know, but they're just not going to show up anywhere.
Oh yeah.
You know, especially when they're packing Lincoln out at decent ticket prices.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to like going to their concerts and dressing up like an '80s
Yeah.
character from TV or like an '80s rocker.
Who doesn't love that?
I was a Mr. T. I always went as the white Mr. T.
How did people dress in the 80s? Asking for someone who was born in 80s.
Oh.
Yeah.
What do you know about jams?
Jams?
Jams. The super colorful shorts.
Oh no.
Like tie-dye shirts.
No, like-
bandanas.
See if you. It might be JAMZ shorts. Jams
that
shorts.
sounds super early 90s though. That sounds like something.
I don't know that. That's early 90s, man. I think I was done with jams by the time I got to high school.
I remember. I think I somewhat remember hearing of jams. They're real baggy, right?
Somewhat.
This is still sounding very early 90s when stuff started getting very neon and windbreakery.
No. That's 80s.
Huh. Wow. I would-
Windbreakery. I mean,
Okay.
you sure?
So what
I
I'm
would-
hearing is what I was raised on my parents' hand-me-downs in the 90s.
I don't know. Is this it? Jam shorts.
put a
Am I-
Z after
after the M. Jams.
jam shorts
Jam
80s. Yeah.
80s. Here we go. I mean, wow.
Okay, I see
They
it.
look like swimming trunks.
Now here's the thing, like I would see my heroes at backstage concerts, stuff like the Clash of the Titans was Megadeth, Anthrax, Slayer, and Alice in Chains. End of the 80s, but they had a picture of like the main guys in the back, fucking wearing jams. You know, how serious and tough can you look in that shit?
That's-
There's no way.
I'm having a hard
It's not
time
happening.
wrapping my head around Mastodon.
I mean, it's all flowers and bright colors, and
You don't remember these?
I don't.
Oh,
I
you
do
know what?
not.
Good for that bottom right, on the right. That.
Oh my God, you owned those.
No, I didn't own those, but that's pretty. I mean, that's pretty indicative of what I saw a fair bit of.
They look like bad swimming trunks. That's what they look like.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at
you know.
these. Oh my God. There's like no legs at all.
Oh
These.
man,
It's
that's
like underwear.
Yeah,
That's the European
you can
model.
get some side sack on that.
Side sack.
Side sack.
Balls hanging out.
Yeah.
There you go, folks. Jams. Google that shit. They can stay in the 80s. We don't need them back.
No,
But look,
no.
those are coming back. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, but
that-
some things come back that shouldn't come
Oh,
back.
absolutely.
Like mom ass jeans shouldn't
I
come
know.
back.
I know I'm at an age where I'm aging because when I go clothing shopping, I hate all the fucking jeans.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, this is what
What
the
do you
young
hate
people
about
are
them?
wearing. There's no shape. The high waist is great. I love the high waist. But the wide legs, I can't get with.
So I am dating a Latina, and it is not the first Latina that I've dated, and they are all about jeans that accentuate their curves. And
Super tight.
They look at. I mean, there might as well be jeggings. You know. a
Okay,
lot of them.
perfect. I'm making sure I'm hearing this correctly
Yeah.
because as a female who is on the curvier side, I got to show that off. Anything with extra fabric just makes me look bigger.
Yeah.
I don't want that. So I like a skinny cut, a slim cut, a skimming cut, something
Sure.
that's flattering to my figure. So I'm totally with your girlfriend.
And well, I mean, you know, it's not like if it's not hugging your body that you know it looks bad. But damn if I don't think that they've made an effort to like get some extra frumpy jeans going on these days.
It's and it's cute for the demographic that is picking it up. You know, these, gorgeous, slender kids who have not hit their mid-20s yet and are not filling out. It looks great on them.
What, the mom jeans?
Yeah.
Does it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Those
Now,
like I
remember
said,
this.
there's a
Remember
very
this.
specific body type that looks good in that style.
Someone thought jams was a good idea.
It probably made millions of dollars off of them.
They made lots of money. They were featured in lots of videos and that kind of style. And now...
Everyone was also doing a lot of cocaine in the 80s, so...
Probably not wrong there.
Someone high on cocaine would look at that and be like, "That's a great fucking idea." So hilarity ensues, and that's in the pages of our history books now.
Certain things should be left in the 80s and jams.
Is it that, or is it the coming of MTV music videos? Because when they came, there was a lot of weird effing clothing that was different than what the 70s and things like Soul Train was bringing to light. And even the Soul Train era, I felt like was, it's bringing clothing that's way different, but, it has its own style, and it's certainly not as like...
Well, like back in the day when MTV would come on, their commercial, their little break.
Right.
It was all kinds of colors. It looked like jams. They had all the jam colors in it,
Which is funny
Neon
because that
vomit.
is its current
Yes.
logo as well. So MTV Entertainment Productions is
Heading
with
up Yellowstone.
yes,
Yeah, I was shocked.
they aid in the production of Yellowstone, and that's the first thing you see when we're watching it is the MTV logo, and it's like bright pink with those weird little triangles. It reminds me of Rocco's Modern Life.
First off, how does music have anything to do with Yellowstone?
I don't think.
doesn't.
They don't even have music in the.
There hasn't been
It used to
music
be
on MTV.
music television, and they would say all of that in the same breath. Now it's just
No,
MTV.
it's just MTV
There
Productions.
hasn't been
There's-
music on MTV in 25 years.
Yeah,
It's just reality TV shows.
Yeah.
Now. Fucking
Which,
Yellow.
honestly,
started with remote control back in the day with Kim, whatever his name, I don't know. But
Shit, I don't
that
know.
was the first show, and it was all just music trivia, right? But that was the first show on MTV to take a break from constant music videos.
but that's what we wanted.
Well, do they even make music videos nowadays?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
No.
yeah. I mean,
haven't-
my friends' bands are making music videos.
But I guess what is the platform on which they're appearing? Because
YouTube.
the only time I'm on YouTube to hear a song is when I can't find it on Pandora for some wild reason. And then I'll watch the music video and I'm like, who knew?
God, I haven't seen a music video in a long time. Unless it just
I do keep up
pops
with some music videos, but I mean,
Yeah.
you're right. It is tough. And so there's a question did you ask if you had X million dollars? If you woke up with $30 million or something like that, what would you do? Or whatever?
Yeah. I put that on Facebook.
Yeah. And my
Yeah.
answer was basically I would invest some of it, but then I think I had two ideas, but one of them would be basically MTV for indie artists because they are tossing out music videos, and honestly, to get a license to play them probably wouldn't be as crazy as to get a license to play Beyonce's video. And there's probably tons of great content in several genres that you could just push. You got to get a few decent-looking hosts, and you could have a show.
And then that would be kind of like this rebirth of new original music that people 25 years ago were turning on MTV to hear and listen to.
It was so nice to have access to new music constantly. The world premiere video is coming out, blah blah blah. And you had some commercials, but it wasn't crazy back in the day, so you could just keep it on, and it was kind of constantly feeding you tunes. And if you had something like that I mean, a lot of TVs these days are just able to stream, right? So if you could just have a streaming channel that was just like pumping out pretty good music, and you didn't have to do anything, just an occasional commercial, but it was worthwhile, then that would be great. There's got to be like 1,000 times more videos now than back in the day.
Oh, but there's one big difference. These aren't good. A lot of them
No.
aren't good.
I mean, I would still argue that 50% of them. Let me take that number down. But even if like 10% of them are good, right?
Yeah.
That's still 100 times more
Right.
than what you used to have.
And then there's no money in production for these poor bands, up and comers,
I mean,
with their amazing original content.
We're
They can't
all
just pay
making CDs
someone.
and videos, and we don't really have a platform to like push it as much as like the big boys and the major distributors. I mean, it really would help someone to have like go here for curated good indie music.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really tough.
Well, music, it's like you said, music isn't getting pushed like that now. I mean, you back in the 80s, you only had a couple of places to go to see it.
You only
MTV,
had one
VH1.
to go see metal, and that was Headbangers Ball.
Ooh, I'm not even familiar with that one.
Back in the day, you only
Yes.
had one place
Yeah.
to get good metal videos, and that was Headbangers Ball.
It was like Tuesday nights from
Yeah.
9 to 10.
Yeah, I mean, well, no, it was midnight
Was it that late?
on
I
MTV, and
I
so
knew-
later on VH1 came on.
Okay.
Came on, but
it was past my bedtime at that age, so I wasn't allowed to stay up and watch.
yeah. I had a local college station because I grew up in Greenville, North Carolina, near East Carolina University.
Okay.
So I had the local college station, and at 11 o'clock on Fridays and Saturdays, they would play metal music. And I would take my cassette and hit record and just go to sleep. And in the morning, I'd have a cassette full of metal tunes or whatever. And how else was I going to hear this stuff,
I got a similar story to that. So the stations I listened to, they had like these hot countdowns at 8 o'clock at night, and you had to be right there to hear your songs. The top songs of the day, like Michael Jackson's Bad at the time. All these great songs that were in the top 40s. I would sit there with my little tape recorder, the one you put the cassette in, probably like you're talking
Yep.
about, and you hit the 3 buttons at the same time, and it records them. That's how I got all my music back in the day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's how I had to label them in my little TDK cassettes.
We all had dual cassette decks. And then so you record a whole bunch of music, then you got to make a mixtape for somebody.
So it makes me feel better because growing up, my sisters and I would do the same thing. But when I got older, looking back, I'm like, that shit's ghetto as fuck. I can't believe we were forced to do that at that age. But
It was not stereo.
now listening to this, it's like, no, that it's not like a means thing because, like I grew up poor, but it wasn't a means thing. Like I didn't realize at the time everyone else in my age group was having to do the same thing because that technology did not exist.
What was your first record?
Ooh.
Album. I mean, was it on CD?
No, it was definitely a tape cassette, but I don't know what it was.
That's an easy one for me.
I think
Yeah, what was yours?
I think it was Bad.
Michael Jackson's Bad?
Yeah.
Was
Like,
it
the first cassette that I can remember
Uh-huh.
that I actually went to Rose's, which was a department store back.
I know
in the,
about Roses.
and I bought it. Yeah.
I bought Dead or Alive's Youthquake
okay.
on record. You spin me right round, baby, right round.
Record.
I had that on record. I had 2 records before I switched to cassettes.
What's
don't think I
funny
was-
is kind of growing up, I had the pleasure of watching my dad go from 8 tracks to tapes to CDs to, me downloading music for him on iTunes. And now what was hysterical is he hates buying music because he's like, I've bought this song 8 different times in my life. I'm not paying for it again. And I'm like, what an excellent point you make.
I was grumpy as shit about that back in the day because, if you're paying 10, 80s, in the 80s, if you're paying $10 for like a cassette or something and the cassette fucks up, I mean, shouldn't I just be able to pay $1 to get the same damn thing
There should be kind of a replacement plan.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But,
an artist shouldn't go triple platinum because you fucked up a cassette tape.
I mean, there's several albums that I bought 4 times. And I was like, fuck you. Once because of the transition from CDs from cassettes.
Uh-huh.
And several times because I take shitty care of my stuff. With CDs, it's really about your care. With cassettes...
I feel like cassettes, too.
No, cassettes, the machine can eat your cassette.
I
remember
piss
me
that.
off.
That's a memory that I forgot existed deep within my psyche.
You would hit eject on the cassette player, and when you pull it out, the tape is just eaten all up, and you're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Let's pick this out.
And you think you can salvage it. You take your pencil, and you're like trying to spin the cassette tape back.
Well, if you got all of your, tape, then you can wind it up.
But then
if the tape
fuzzy.
ate it,
yeah.
and then all of a sudden the tape breaks, then it's just like...
It's done.
I got one chance to make the perfect, Scotch tape fix. And it's probably not going to work.
And then when it gets to that point, you hear it go...
Yeah, and your friends are like, what happened there? And I'm like, nothing. Nothing happened. I think it's your ears.
Yeah. I remember my first record, my vinyl, that it was my dad's, but I used to listen to it all the time. It was a 45. It was Booker T and the MGs. I think it was,
really?
I think it was Uptight. It's like, uptight, everything is all right, out of sight. Something like that. I think that was it.
That's pretty cool.
But yeah, and I had that little 45. I would listen to that all the time. And I was probably 8, 9 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember when you were used to buying cassettes and playing them in your car, and then you transitioned to a CD player, and the first time you heard a CD in your system in your car, do you remember how you were like, oh my God, I'm in a whole new world? It sounds so different.
The clearness of digital.
Yeah.
And then there's like the warmth of records and the clearness of digitals on CD.
Oh, it was awesome.
And there was no benefits to cassettes.
They were gone.
And just so you know, guys, today's kids don't know that the save icon is a floppy disk. On that note, I gotta go use the restroom. You guys want to refill?
I'll tell you what. How about we take a little break? We come back and then we'll do some Hammer trivia.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
This is a great time for me to go wallow in my existential crisis. Holy shit.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Oh my God. I mean, I guess that just kind of happens when you're drinking in the Hammered studio.
I mean, it is called Hammered for a reason.
We all got goals.
And speaking of Hammered and, Naughty Donkey Studios, we have a new podcast coming around here in December, hosted by Miss Laura May. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
I would love to. So keep an ear out for the latest installation in the Naughty Donkey Studio Productions. Myself and this amazing woman we scooped up one evening in Raleigh while she and I go on adventures together. And we talk very women-centric situations, and we kind of go on these adventures together. Things that women that maybe want to do but haven't tried yet, create new self-care rituals for you, talk to women-owned businesses, very women empowering and women centric, and that's what we want to do. Bring new experiences to your lives as women, give you new women-owned businesses in the area to check out, And that's what we're going to do. It's going to be a great time. So keep an ear out for Renaissance Broads, because we're going to do it all. So now's the time. If you are a female out there and there's something you've always wanted to try, but you want us to do it first, let us know. Drop a line. We do not have any social media yet, so you can hit up our awesome producer and co-host of Hammered here, and let us know.
Well, you just said if there's anything as a woman you've always wanted to try, send us a note and maybe we'll do it. Like, how far are you going with that?
Well,
there's a lot of stuff a lot of women probably wanted to try, but they're like, yeah, I don't know if my husband or boyfriend would like that.
Carolyn and I we're going to get into that on a later show. We have our lines that we are not going to cross. If it's kind of, going to endanger our lives, we're not going to do it.
No podcast golden showers?
No golden showers. If that's something you're into,
I am not putting plastic on the floor in the studio here.
No. There's a lot of hydrophobic equipment in here. So
any sneak peek for the first episode? Didn't you ladies just do something this past weekend?
We did. We went on our first adventure together to a local spa, and we sat in a Himalayan salt cave for 45 minutes. And weirdly, we had some opinions on it. Like, we had some experiences around that, how we felt going in versus how we felt coming out. And there is actually, believe it or not, another Himalayan salt cave in the Raleigh area that we're going to check out as well. So we'll provide some pros and cons of each location and pretty much what we felt going in, what we anticipated from the visit, and kind of the benefits that we experienced as well coming out of sitting in a Himalayan salt cave for 45 minutes.
Well, that sounds great, and that's going to record on December 6th, and it will be released shortly after. So we're looking forward to that, Laura.
I'm looking forward to it. This is a wild one. When we were first kind of conceptualizing this podcast, I did not realize the turn it was going to take, but Carolyn has literally sent me a spreadsheet of ideas for the show. So honestly, I'd be shocked if anyone shot something at us that was not on this spreadsheet. That's an adventurous young woman I'm working with. But by all means, send them over.
And you don't have to hear my voice on this show. I will be present, but I will not have any part of this. So there you go.
We'll ask your opinions on certain occasions. Don't be shy.
Oh, okay.
If I have a voice in some form or fashion on the sticky side, you'll have a voice in some form or fashion on Renaissance Broads.
I like it. What do you think, Leo?
I think it sounds like a great idea.
Sounds like
tune in.
Oh, I'm so excited.
And then give you ideas of
I mean,
things to try.
We ain't jumping out of anyone's fucking airplane. Let me be
oh my God,
crystal clear on that.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier. I don't know, man. I've always wanted to do it, but I don't know if I could pull the trigger on jumping out of an airplane. It's just one of them things. And you said you've done it quite a few times.
I've done it 2 or 3 times.
Ooh.
It's a ride.
You ought to. Oh yeah, it's definitely a ride. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of a ride. It's that time again. Hammered trivia.
Nice transition. Very
All right.
fluid.
All right, Leo. So the way this works, I don't think you've ever partaken in Hammered trivia in your previous. Yeah, when you were on before, Laura wasn't a co-host. I don't think.
Correct.
I'm so sorry.
So
he
now,
had no idea what he was deprived of.
well, this is a crucial moment in the podcast. This is when Laura goes up against our guest in a random trivia. And tonight, I think we're going to do 70s music trivia. Leo, it is 6 questions. You get 3, she gets 3.
I like Leo and I made the same face.
And the trivia I found tonight, we do not have multiple choice. This is you either know it or you don't.
All right.
Okay, now if it ends in 0-0 after 6 questions, we go into hammered overtime.
All right.
And that's going to go, like if you get question 1 right in overtime, she gets a chance to answer the next one. If she doesn't, It's done.
Fair enough.
He changes the rules of overtime literally every single show.
It's my
I
show.
feel
I
like
can
that's
change
how
it.
overtime is. Every season we got new overtime rule.
That's right.
In
Hey,
the before times, it was sudden death. So if you got the first question in overtime correct, you won, and that was that.
If we're not jousting, it's all good.
jousting.
Speaking of Renaissance, let
That's
me
right.
put that on the
Oh.
spreadsheet.
jousting.
Yeah, you get female jousting. You know how big that would be.
We'll see if we can hit up a local medieval times.
Lots of long staffs going, and never mind. That was a horrible joke.
I
tried
love
to
getting
make.
impaled by. Never mind.
Fucking vodka cranberries. Jesus. All right, here we go. This is question number 1. This is going to go to Leo, since you are our guest. Here we go. Which Neil Diamond song became his first to reach the number 1 spot on the Billboard Hot 100 when it hit the top in October 1970?
Oh my God, I have no idea. I'm gonna go with Sweet Caroline.
And the answer is Cracklin' Rosie. Sorry, that is wrong.
Would not have known that.
Neil Diamond, did he even swing? Did he sing at Sweet Caroline? I don't think that was him.
No,
I thought that. Okay, weirdly, Sweet Caroline is what came to mind first for me as well. But I also was like, was that Neil Diamond?
Was it? Probably
I
not.
don't think it was. It was Gary something.
No one's ever gonna call me like a phony Neil Diamond fan. So.
Okay, moving right along. Question number 2, Miss Laura. Your chance to go one up on Leo. Which song, originally written by Chris Christopherson, gave Janis Joplin a posthumous number? What in the hell is posthumous?
After death.
Why couldn't they just say that? Why they got to make some kind of
Because
word?
Posthumous is
Posthumous, number 1 single in the U.S. charts in 1971.
me and Bobby McGee.
Really? Oh, let's see. Oh my God, it's right.
Wow.
Wow, a round of applause. I'm impressed.
I'm giving you up on that one.
Wow, Laura goes up 1-0.
Fun fact, that's literally the only song I can name that I know for a fact is Janis Joplin.
I have never even heard of it.
Of course
Wow,
you
send your hate
have.
mail too. Goldbird@gmail.com. Yes. All right, Leo. Hey, man. You got to get this. Well, you don't have to get this one. But it would be nice if you did.
It would be nice.
It would be nice. Question number 3. Which soul singer got us all hot under the collar by singing Let's Get It On in 1973?
Marvin Gaye.
That is Marvin Gaye. That is correct. It is 1-1. Laura's still up. Laura, you ready for question 4?
Mm-hmm.
Which Carly Simon smash hit song from 1971 was allegedly about an actor, Warren Beatty? Your chance to go up. 2-1.
The one that's coming to mind I know is not Carly Simon.
And of course, I do not know this.
Neither do
It's probably a song that I do know.
I'm the one that I know the song that keeps coming to mind is Take My Breath Away, but I'm like, that's Berlin. That's not Carly
So
Simon.
you know that's wrong.
It's wrong. I don't know.
You don't know?
Mm-mm.
You're so vain.
Oh,
You probably
that
think
is
this
Carly
song is
That's a
Simon.
Carly Simon
about
song?
you.
That
Yeah.
is, yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it was about Warren Beatty? Oh, wow. He was like a big-time womanizer from like what I've read about him.
I
When
believe
I'm
it.
listening to women's 70s and 80s rock, I skip that song.
Well, Leo, here's a chance for you to even it up. All right, question 5. Which 1972 hit song by Johnny Nash was re-recorded by Jimmy Cliff in 1993 for the soundtrack to the movie Cool Runnings?
No idea.
No idea is your final answer?
Yeah, that's my final answer.
I can see clearly now the rain
Wow.
is gone. Yes.
Did you know that, Laura?
I'm going to, if I were being asked the question, I would not have been able to answer it, but that came to mind. So I'm going to say like soft yes, I knew that.
So you get this one right, you outright win Hammer Trivia, Laura. If you don't, we go into overtime. All right, here we go. Question number 6. Which train were Gladys Knight and the Pips going to take in 1973? 1973. I wasn't even born.
Neither was I.
Like, for almost 2 decades.
Um,
We're going into overtime. I can feel it.
it's I think I'm thinking of the wrong song. California.
California, that's your
Midnight
answer?
Train to Georgia.
Oh my God.
That was it. Midnight Train to Georgia.
God damn it. Okay.
All right, here we go. We're into overtime.
Wrong coast.
So, Leo, you get it right. She gets a chance to rebut. All right. Who had hit records in the 1970s with the songs Jet and Band on the Run? You're going to hate yourself because you're going to know it after I tell you. And no pressure, but I think Laura might get the next one right if you don't get this one.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
3, 2.
I'm going to offend some people with how little I know about this band. But for whatever reason, when I'm singing Band on the Run, it sounds like the Beatles. So I'm just going to say that, and I'm pretty sure that they're not even doing anything in the 70s.
Bro, you were so close. One of the Beatles was a part of it.
Oh, my God. Was it Wings?
Man on the Run. Paul McCartney and the Wings. You had the lead singer of the Beatles there.
That's why that
Yeah.
makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah. All right, Laura, for the win. This has to do with Fleetwood Mac. Wow. Is that your final answer?
No.
Which Fleetwood Mac album featured the hit singles Go Your Own Way, Don't Stop, and Dreams? Ooh, the album. Oh, she's struggling, Leo. I don't know. I thought she was a Fleetwood Mac person over here.
I am a Fleetwood Mac person. Hold, please.
You only get like 20 seconds.
You know what's wild is like I can picture the album art cover.
Describe the art cover.
You still don't get the answer right if you describe it.
Right. Oh, my dad's going to be so disappointed in me.
All right, here we go. 5, 4.
The Chain.
Rumors. That was wrong.
But The Chain was on the Rumors album.
Okay, that's what you said. Wrong.
Damn.
All right, here we go. Question number 9. Leo, for a chance to go up. Which group held 4 of the top 5 positions in the Billboard Hot 100 singles chart for 1 week in March 1978? At this point,
Jackson 5.
At this point, I will give hints.
Oh.
At this point, so do you want a hint?
I mean, you're going to hand out some hints. I'll take a hint.
So we don't have the benefit of having multiple choice, which are hints in and of themselves. So I'll allow it.
So if you have seen me at karaoke, this is my go-to. One of the bands.
Bee Gees?
That is correct. The
Have
Bee
you
Gees.
have you actually seen him at karaoke?
I just saw the video.
Wow.
Don't worry, you get a clue too. You get a clue if you need it. All
I'm
right.
glad you said that because Jackson 5 was not right, but I'm not. That makes sense.
You got the Bee Gees. All
Now,
right.
with that said, with Michael's range, I'm surprised he hasn't done a Jackson 5 song yet.
Oh, baby, give me one more chance.
It's not bad.
All right, Laura, here you go. To tie Leo, if you get this wrong, Leo is Hammer Trivia champion. And you do get a hint. Which disco queen had a smash hit in 1979 with the single Hot Stuff? Do you want a hint?
Okay, sure. Give me a hint.
The last name of the artist is a season. Ooh, she definitely doesn't know. This is
Well,
not.
no, it's something winter, right?
Ooh, wow. Ooh, wow. Ooh, wow.
5,
Ow.
4,
I'm right, though. It's winter.
3, 2, 1.
Donna Summer.
Donna
Ooh,
Summer.
wrong.
Leo is our Hammer Trivia
Yay!
champion
Thank you very much.
today.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Because
Fist bump, yeah.
without that hint, that was.
But no,
Ooh.
let's keep going. Posthumously.
All right, so I'll do 2 more. Who duetted with Denise Williams on the 1978 hit "Too Much, Too Little, Too Late"? Free for all.
This guy named Tim.
What's yours?
I don't have mine.
All right, y'all are embarrassing now. Johnny Mathis. I didn't know that
Would
either.
not have gotten that.
Nope.
Which rock band's plane crashed on October 20th, 1977, killing several members of the group?
Skinner.
That's Leonard Skinner. Yes, documentary on Netflix, by the way.
We
which is
did
great.
watch that. It was very good.
Yeah.
Hang on.
There are a lot of plane crashes in the
There were a
70s,
lot.
right?
Okay, because I was thinking about
But on October the 20th, it's probably just one.
I mean, honestly,
Yeah.
You talk about the La Bamba plane.
Oh, Richie Valens and Buddy
Yeah,
Holly.
that was pre-70s.
oh,
it?
that
Was
was
that-
in the 60s.
Mm.
I feel like the way they're recording and what they're recording sounds like 60s. I mean, you talk about Buddy Holly.
Yes. Who's the airplane crash they wrote about in American Pie?
Now you're giving trivia?
Is that John Denver?
No, I think
have
it.
no
Motherfucker, I knew this.
And you knew it, but it's gone, and you brought it up. And I'm not looking it up.
I'm looking it up. Hold
So if you're listening, check it
Yeah,
out
I don't
because
know
you're not getting it from us. So Michael McDonald replaced Tom Johnstone in which band in 1977? Oh, these are hard. Oh my God.
Okay, yeah, it was the Buddy Holly airplane crash in American Pie. That was the day the music died.
It's the day Hammer died, November 23rd, 2021.
Doobie Brothers.
That was the Doobie Brothers, yes.
Sorry, we're on a different question.
Leo was deep in thought on
I mean,
this
he
one.
took his glasses off. He's in a sweat right now.
Yeah, man, I went all the way to 40-year-old virgin and watching like.
Oh my God!
Well,
All right,
that was a plane crash of it.
Yeah,
Hammer
yeah.
trivia.
Laura, you're on a losing streak. I think you lost the last one against Carolyn too, didn't you?
I'm really
Hmm.
no. I won against Carolyn.
You sure? It was a haunted trivia one. I'm sure.
Ooh, what kind of haunted
feel
trivia is
like.
I don't remember.
Oh, are you into ghosts?
Oh God.
Because we'll talk about some ghosts.
Man.
Well, so we went on this haunted Raleigh tour, and we went to like the state capitol, which is shut down now. That the building, what? Well, it's not even functional, right? It's
No,
not functional
it's,
like Laura right now.
It's I think for some things, the governor's office is still
It's lit
active
up.
and he'll roll in there, I guess, occasionally. But state capitol, I guess day-to-day occurrences occur in 2 separate buildings, like on either side of the original state capitol. So we went there. We started at the courthouse. Where else did we go? What was the Sir Walter Raleigh Hotel, the Governor's Mansion, some other random houses that were haunted as fuck for sure. It was a great time. I'm all about like ghost tours and stuff like that, and it teaches you so much about Raleigh too. People coming to Raleigh really just do not appreciate how rich North Carolina is in history whatsoever. So for me, not being a Raleigh native, it definitely opened my eyes to
Where'd you grow up?
in Northern Virginia.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Which in and of itself
You had
is
as much history as
super
we
fucking
did. Yeah.
like haunted and like full of like rotten history as well. But it's very cool for me to hear the history and how it can kind of re-manifest itself in our day-to-day lives today in Raleigh. So I love that shit. We're going on another kind of spooky tour in December, but it's going to be kind of like Christmas centric. So
A spooky Christmas?
Nothing speaks Christmas like ghosts.
Yeah. I mean,
Hello,
murder
Ebenezer Scrooge was literally haunted by 3 ghosts. So, like, there's definitely Christmas spirits and not the kinds that involve eggnog and rum.
Well, let's talk about A Christmas Carol for a second. What is your favorite version of A Christmas Carol?
Oh, my
There's
God.
so many.
Scrooge. Hands
Bill
down.
Murray, that's one of my favorite ones.
Hands
yes.
down. Now, that aside, this one is not mainstream whatsoever, but when I was doing theater in high school, my theater coach would do his own productions out of the school, and every year he does a one-man show of A Christmas Carol. And
a one-man show
of The Christmas Carol, and it is unlike, one-man shows are so poignant and just like amazing to watch. It's so much to transform yourself into one character, but to watch this guy transform himself from one character to another as he's bouncing between Scrooge and Jacob Marley, and then his he plays the little cripple kid, Tiny Tim. Like, he does all these characters and he transforms into all of them. You forget you're watching one man tell the story. So that's kind of a personal family tradition that I uphold every year. I go up to Richmond with my sisters, who also took his theater classes, and we watch him do the one-man Christmas Carol. So, Three Pennies Theater in Richmond, Virginia. He performs typically at the Gayton Kirk Presbyterian Church, right there. It's near Short Pump, for those of the listener in Richmond who tunes into the Hammered Show on occasion. So, definitely go check out Ray Carver as he does
I'm sure
his performance
they're
for
booking
Christmas.
all those trips right now as we speak.
But no, really, this is just kind of one of those things that I never take for granted, because one day it's going to be the last time he can do it. So that's something that I do yearly, and every year it never stops being spine tingling.
So you've seen this like several years?
Yes.
Many years.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Is it really?
I mean, it's kind of interesting, like the streaks that people have. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I wanted to ask you this earlier, but we were like going off somewhere else. So you're kind of a food connoisseur. I see you posting the foodies groups all over Facebook. What is your favorite dish? Because Thanksgiving's 2 days away. What is your favorite dish on the Thanksgiving table?
I talk about gravy season.
Great. So this is the beginning of gravy season.
I mean, how do we separate like stuffing and mashed potatoes with the gravy?
Oh, so the stuffing, the mashed potatoes, you can't. Those are meant to be together.
Yeah, I usually like form my plate so that I can have a pool of gravy, in the center. Or there will be like a little lake of gravy, and then I can open up a little stream into the rest of the vegetables.
So you make that.
And I like to watch it drip. Yeah, it's like a little.
This man is a Thanksgiving architect.
I've got pictures of gravy dams and levees, from previous.
So what's your favorite gravy? Your favorite type?
My-
Do you like the
well-
homemade, like in the iron skillet with the flour?
Yeah,
and-
my
Yeah.
sister, my mom, my parents are from Japan, but my mom learned how to do an American Thanksgiving pretty solidly, and my sister's taken up the mantle on that pretty well. And she makes because she loves gravy too, so she makes a big thing of gravy, and I just go crazy with it, you know.
Gravy is such a staple. You know, when you think about the things that are on your plate, they're not very moist. So, like,
Moist.
moist.
Said the word.
As someone who's not like a turkey eater but has eaten turkey in the past, that's a very dry meat. So you gotta smother that. You have to drown it in gravy and stuffing. It's bread. It's
Well,
bread.
I mean, one
You
of the-
need some moisture.
One of the things with turkey is like we're all carving into these huge breasts, right? But white meat in general is pretty like dry.
Michael can carve into some huge breasts.
She
Hey!
likes that white meat. Ah! How'd this go wrong?
Moving on.
So, like, gravy's the only thing that makes turkey edible, in my opinion. You have to, like, douse your turkey in tons of gravy.
You know, I just know that I go for, just like I do on chicken, I go for the thigh, and it's fine.
So it's a little moist.
Yeah, you know, I think my people in general are all about the dark meat, you know. I'm into dark meat too, you know.
Hey, I'm just saying, turkey might be the worst thing on the Thanksgiving dinner table.
It really is.
It probably is.
It
That's
really.
very interesting. You know, as a non-meat eater over here, you know, I would bypass the turkey, but I think kind of going back to the days when I did eat meat, I wanted the ham over I wanted the meat, the turkey meat. So I get that.
Yeah, on Christmas, we pretty much do a beef tenderloin.
Ooh, that'll be good.
That's, you know, like pretty rare on the inside. That thing is beautiful.
I learned an interesting fact listening to local Raleigh radio today. The most popular casserole in North Carolina. What do you think it is?
Fucking yams with marshmallows on top.
It's a good guess, but that is not it.
I'm assuming green bean casserole, but that's the only casserole that I'm aware of. And also I'm in charge of making the green bean casserole. So I'm kind of like, that's the only thing I'm thinking about right now.
So I was surprised it wasn't green bean casserole because North Carolina being a southern state, you would think that's going to be the one. But it is pineapple casserole.
What is a pineapple
I have
casserole?
never had this, and I want to question.
Who the fuck said that?
I want to question
I have been
100.7.
scoping out white people's Thanksgivings my whole
never
life
seen a
with
pineapple-
curiosity.
Yes.
Never seen that shit in Greenville.
Let me look this up right quick because I want to fact check them because
Pineapple? What is in a pineapple casserole?
I mean, we're not
Pineapple,
talking about ambrosia, are we?
crackers.
Well, that's
on.
a salad. Allegedly, according to the Southern folk.
I mean, pineapple casserole.
But is there pineapple and ambrosia?
I think so.
Okay, so already, oh man, we have conflicting stories here on the internet. So we have.
That's what the internet is for.
So we have WITN.com, which is out of Washington, North Carolina. They say creamed spinach casserole is ranked North Carolina's favorite. But then right below that, MSN.com, pineapple casserole, the top search southern dish in North Carolina.
Okay, well, think about
Well,
it.
hold up. If you're
In
the
Washington,
top Google search, I mean, that could be a WTF thing.
Whoa, that did not just... Oh, my God.
I'm
Lord.
thinking
agrees?
about, like, regionally, okay? Because North Carolina is still very vast. We have several different demographics
bring
in
this
North
over.
Carolina alone. So, in Washington, a creamed spinach casserole probably sounds right. And then I guess as you move westward into Raleigh, where it's a little more metropolitan, maybe something a little more hipster, like a pineapple casserole, whatever the fuck that is, that gains popularity. If you move a little southward, southeastward, you probably get into more traditional casseroles, like a green bean casserole. I'd be interested to hear about this like regionally.
Well, I mean, you take out the metro areas. I would think like most of North Carolina's probably serving up the main staples.
Right.
You know, you take out Charlotte, take out the Triangle, and we're probably doing most of the same stuff.
Okay, but what's
Who
again?
the fuck is serving up pineapple casserole?
Pineapple casserole looks delicious. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, like a part of me is like, I
Southern
need to have
living.
pineapple casserole.
Right.
But I don't know that I've ever seen it on a menu.
I've never heard of this.
I haven't either, but look how delicious that looks.
So are those French onions on the top?
So-
French fried onions?
So pineapple chunks in a can, sugar, flour, cheddar cheese, butter.
One
Ritz
sleeve
crackers.
of Ritz crackers crushed.
Huh.
I'm so confused.
That's it. That's all it is right there. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ingredients.
The conflict of sweet and savory here, which is something
There is no
I'm an
conflict.
enormous.
I mean, we used to have that conflict, but now with chicken and waffles proving all of us wrong.
First of all,
Ah,
yes,
yes.
big fan of the sweet and the salty. Chocolate covered pretzel, like I'll die for.
Yeah.
But and a chicken and waffle, I will die for. But this is kind of missing something, the umami that comes with having the sweet and the salty. This is a lot of acid along with cheese.
That's probably where the Ritz crackers come in.
I tell you, I think I'm gonna make this for Thanksgiving.
Oh my god!
I'm going to put my pineapple casserole up against your green bean casserole, and shit's going down.
Oh my god! We got to
Yeah.
talk about Thanksgiving.
Oh, you're leaving. You're going out of town, right?
No, I'm going to my family's, my sister's house for Thanksgiving.
When are you coming back? Are you going to be back this weekend?
I'll be
Oh my
here.
God.
My sister lives in Mooresville.
Oh, okay.
If you're making pineapple casserole, I need to try it.
Okay, so this Saturday I'm cooking lasagna and having people over.
Okay.
All right. I will make pineapple casserole and serve it Saturday for dinner. You're more than welcome to come over.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
Okay, well, since we're going casserole to casserole here, I will make another batch of my green bean casserole. And
To
we'll
serve
go-
with lasagna on Saturday night?
Okay, to serve with pineapple casserole on Saturday night?
I don't see the problem with green
Right.
bean casserole and lasagna.
Throw some hot sauce on it
From
would
the
be
man
good.
himself. I'm still having a really hard time just like grasping pineapple casserole.
No, I get it. Sweetness with like the
So,
saltiness. It's gonna
I've
go good.
made
Yeah.
like a pineapple dump cake, which is a dessert entree, but it has the sweet of the pineapple, the cake mix on top, and then the salted butter on top, which kind of gives it that saltiness to bring up all that sweetness. But
Where are North Carolinians traditionally flooded with pineapples, such to the point that pineapple casserole is the top casserole dish of a North Carolina Thanksgiving?
Thank you.
I think that poll is not correct. I mean, I just don't see how that is. And like maybe in Hawaii or maybe like Florida or California.
the
Maybe.
wrong people are responding to these polls is the kind of the bottom line here.
Yeah, I mean, but we'll find out because oh my gosh, Burparella over here.
Skills.
Skills.
Respect.
He's just jealous.
Well, hey, look, Leo. We got to start wrapping this up. Could go all night. My computer might run out of storage here. Tell us where can we check you out, man? Your band? What are you guys playing?
Man, I wish
Leo
I-
is in a band. I know we got off that like an hour ago. So
I don't know. I don't have any shows booked in the Raleigh area anytime soon, but I will let you know if we got a show or an album in the making next year as soon as possible. Hopefully, with any luck, I'll have 2 albums next year.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
I didn't have
Oh,
any
yeah.
this year, but like right when COVID hit, like released, I was part of 2 album releases. And then
COVID just fucked everything.
it
up.
really did. I was supposed to have
Yeah.
a show at the Poorhouse a few months ago, but
Mm.
COVID again messed with that.
Bro, COVID fucked things up for a lot of people. It really got us with what we had going on at the time.
Yeah, I know.
And we're still trying to figure out a way to recover from that.
I know.
And,
I mean, I can't make light of it at all, given what a lot of people have had issues with. I personally have had a pretty good time past the first few months of being, single and alone at the home, like constantly. But travel has been great when people were like afraid to travel, and then all of a sudden it's like ticket prices were super cheap and
it's starting to get back though a little bit. I see a lot of people traveling.
It is. But I think if you still are patient about ticket prices and plan in the future, you can still nail some pretty good deals because it's going up and down.
Well, we want to go to Hawaii, and we got to make that happen.
That was originally going to be like my Christmas gift to him, but
Costa Rica's $350 round trip.
I've been to Costa Rica, but I went for work, and really I was only there for 2 days.
Where?
Costa Rica.
Oh.
Like the San Jose area or like the beach area?
I remember there was, by the hotel where we went, there was a Hard Rock Cafe, and there was a statue of a little monkey with his penis sticking out. I'll have to find that picture on my Facebook.
Yeah, that's probably not the beach area.
Anyway,
I don't think so. Yeah.
Do I need a passport to go to Costa Rica?
Yes.
Of course.
It is a different country.
You don't have a passport?
If you don't want a passport, then Puerto Rico is still pretty cheap.
Yeah. It's not that I don't want a passport. It's, I just have not had the, I've been too lazy to go get one, okay? Sue me.
Yeah, so...
I was waiting for some kind of BS answer, but you gave a really direct and truthful and honest answer, so high five.
Before I lost my corporate job due to the pandemic, I thought for sure 2020 was the year that my company was going to send me and my coworkers to Italy. So I had started that process, and then coronavirus. So I think there's been like a little spirit of bitterness where I'm like, well, fuck this and fuck you, and I'm not getting my passport, and well, I still want to travel to other countries.
Man.
So
there's some good tickets to Italy.
Oh my God, I'm dying.
I'd love to go there.
Italy.
You know, and I've nailed this, well, I guess only once, but Emirates offers a deal usually leading up to Valentine's Day, 2 tickets for like $500, $500 or $600. It's not from Raleigh, but Emirates is a nice airline.
We can scoot up to fucking Dulles Airport. Like, that's 5 hours from here.
Yeah, I mean, you just get the main ticket, and then you find, like, the connector flight whenever it's cheap, if you plan it out in advance enough, and it's worth it.
Emirates has the hottest flight attendants. Just saying. She wants to fly American now.
I would never. Not internationally. God, I wouldn't fly American to Charlotte.
I mean, American could be worse.
I'm a Delta slut. Sorry.
You know, I've been having more luck with American than I have Delta, but they're still on the same playing field. I mean, you know, there's JetBlue and then Frontier, and then motherfucking goddamn Spirit.
Are they that bad?
Increasing anus of an airline.
You gotta fly the plane.
It is just... First of all...
literally paying for everything.
40% chance you're not going to go.
Wow.
And if you do, you're paying for everything.
Yeah.
You want a drink? $40. Oh, you want extra legroom? $40.
No.
Oh, you have a carry-on? $40.
A carry-on.
Yeah. Flown Spirit.
You want to breathe the cabin air? $40.
Yeah, fuck Spirit.
You don't... The plane is losing altitude and you don't want to die?
$40.
$40.
Cough it up.
Stupid.
It's so true, though. I have not flown Spirit. I don't have it in me. As someone who is already so neurotic about flying anyway, I'm very picky about the environment that I'm going to be in. So I had done my research, and pretty much the long and the short of it is, if you're flying like, a couple states away, if you're not flying any longer than 2 hours flight, then you know what? Spirit's not unbearable. But
Well, guess who's never going to sponsor the Habern podcast?
okay, good.
Spirit Airlines.
We don't want
Sorry.
Spirit to sponsor us. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, it's like,
All right.
Anyway.
fly these
So,
people.
yes.
You may not get there, but, don't blame us.
Yeah, Spirit Airline. Okay. This gate is closed for departure. Good luck.
You know what? That's a good one to end the show on. Leo, thanks for coming up to Not
I had a
Studios,
blast.
being a part of the show. Laura, as always, it's a pleasure to do the show with you. Thank you.
Thank you. That's recording.
All right.
You don't know who Aaron Rodgers is.
She
Wait, what?
really doesn't. See, she done forgot about him.
I didn't hear. I thought he said you don't know who's watching this, and I'm like, I
Definitely not Aaron Rodgers.
clearly don't care at this point.
Aaron's not paying attention to
I've
this.
offended everyone from Aaron Rodgers to Spirit Airlines. So
Well, everybody, y'all go check out Leo
Everyone's
Kishore.
offending Spirit.
Check out Leo's Instagram. Leo likes bass. All one word. At Leo likes bass.
I do kind of like bass.
Yeah, bass.
I do need to.
All right, y'all. Y'all have a good evening. Thanks again, and happy Thanksgiving, to everybody out there. Peace. We'll see
Happy
you.
Thanksgiving.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Well, I said Happy Thanksgiving in lieu of.
Oh, she
so I
just
said Happy
butchered the end.
Thanksgiving.
Bye, y'all.